who run in the Kentucky Derby in this day and age don't necessarily come back unless they win the Derby to come back in the Preakness. It is difficult sometimes to get top 3-year-old fillies. Certainly no one out of the Kentucky Oaks makes the return in 2 weeks.
No, it's just there's not enough on the line there. I mean, obviously with the Colts situation, you're looking at a Triple Crown, but that doesn't exist for the filly, so there's no point in coming back in that short period of time. And the better races for the fillies are towards the middle of the summer. So this is kind of like the second tier of 3-year-old fillies. Maybe some late developers get a chance here.
And what I think it has done is it makes for a wide open race.
Yeah, it does. I think the favorite, was always going to be Beautiful Gift coming in, but from my handicapping standpoint, I thought she was a little bit vulnerable here. I'm not sure how strong that 3-year-old group of fillies are up there out west. The Kentucky Oaks was dominated by East Coast horses.
If you're watching us and you're not a TVG account holder, we want to change that, and we're so sure you're going to love being with the leader in this field, advanced deposit wagering, that we are offering this. Previously, it was $200. It is now changed. A $300 risk-free bet. Again, a risk-free bet up to $300, yeah, on the first horse that you bet to win, but you got to use the promo code BESTBET. Go to tvg.com, get signed up now.
This prolific son of AP Indy has sired over 50 stakes winners and over 100 stakes horses. Star performers include Eclipse champion West Coast, UAE 2000 Guineas winner Muhid, and Kentucky Oaks hopeful Search Results, plus these recent standouts. In the ring, his yearlings have topped the Fasig-Tipton July Seal each of the past 2 years. Success on the track, success in the ring, flatter, standing at Claiborne Farm.
You couldn't compose a better pedigree. A half-brother to Beholder.
Beholder's gonna go all the way!
A half-brother to Into Mischief.
Into Mischief wins the Calf Call Futility!
The most versatile performer from this brilliant family.
Mendelssohn's gonna do it! Mendelssohn has won it by a length!
What a win by Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn by a conservative 17 lengths.
Scat Daddy's best-bred son at stud. Mendelssohn.
Introducing the Equibase app with all new features, including Smart Pick, smart handicapping made easy. Choose your track, choose your race, and then go to Smart Pick. Select your level of risk, the size of your wager, and which of these 3 strategies you want to emphasize. Smart Pick will then tailor your very own selection and bet amount. It couldn't be easier. Smart Pick, one of the exciting new features in the Equibase app. Download it free of charge today.
Welcome back. Thinking back over the course of mankind, some of the best promotions we've ever done have revolved around the number 5. You've had, remember when Dwayne Wade had the 5 on his T-Mobile phone? He wanted to be in his 5, and Chuck would get in his 5. He had the $5 footlong. And then here at TVG, we have the Super 5. $5,000 for free. That's basically it. You pick 5 winners from these 5 races. You only get 1 horse per race. And you get $5,000 or your share of $5,000 for all those people who hit it with you. And usually it's 1 or 2 or very few, Christina, because you got a cold deck the late pick 5 here at Santa Anita today.
5G networks for your mobile provider.
That's true. 5G. See, right? we can keep playing this game all day. As they pop in your head, just blurt them out on the program. But
looking forward to the Super 5, and it is centering right here at Santa Anita. So good luck if you are playing. You have 9 minutes until the start of race number 4, but be sure to get those selections in before the time runs out on the TVG website or TVG app.
The Super 5 today, all races at Santa Anita. Let's return to Caleb Keller.
Mike, 5 has always been my lucky number, so best of luck to any of those that are playing along coming up for the Super 5. Again, it's the last 5 races today at Santa Anita. But for our audience there on the East Coast coming from DC on the NBC Sports affiliate. We want to remind you that the Wizards are in action tonight, and they're going to be 7.5, now 9-point favorites against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And get this, if the Wizards win, they will clinch their spot in the play-in tournament, a small abbreviated tournament to get to the actual NBA playoffs. So Bradley Beal right there in the hunt for the scoring title. Russell Westbrook just having a triple-double record that he set the other night, and they are surging into what could be the play-in tournament as the final seed, and they are 9-point favorites tonight. They're against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's on the same network that you're watching now. More Ways 1000. That's going to be your promo code for those that want to get a new FanDuel Sportsbook app and potentially sign up for a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Continue on with TVG. The man you're watching there at the bottom right, Robertino Diodoro. He's got a horse tomorrow in the Preakness Stakes, and keep me in mind looking to potentially pull an upset. A reminder that you can watch all the action there on the Watch TVG app, on the Fire Stick, Apple TV, as well as the Roku. You're going to love the stream and multiple different views that you can watch there on the Watch TVG app. So, DC, thanks for tuning in with us. The big one, the Black Eyed Susan, is coming up next.
The flexibility to buy and sell year-round. The convenience of an intuitive digital platform. The opportunity to reach a global audience and never leave the farm. No matter your strategy, Keeneland's digital sales ring provides an advantage that's yours for the taking. Backed by the most trusted name in thoroughbred sales. Find your digital advantage at the Keeneland May Digital Sale. Entries close May 18th.
The Run Happies are running and the Run Happies are selling. From the racetrack to the sales ring, the Run Happy Rally continues. Happy American fired on all cylinders, winning $115,000 maiden special weight by nearly 3 lengths, going 1.25 miles at Churchill Downs on Derby Week. At OBS Spring, a Run Happy sold for $490,000, nearly 50 times this year's stud fee. Price for success is just $10,000. Call Bernie Sams and book your mare today. The Eclipse champion Run Happy, standing at Claiborne Farm. Hey, fellas.
Night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse, with huge pools as consistent and strong as ever. Check out these numbers in the Los Alamitos Early Pick 4. On May 2nd, the pool was over $250,000. On May 1st, it was over $208,000. And the Late Pick 4 pool was over $180,000 on both May 1st and May 2nd. Plus, don't forget about our $10,000 Pick 6 promo on eligible Sundays as the total pool continues to rise each time. Night racing's best bets. Play them all at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
And a live look into the Preakness Stakes barn. There's actually a couple, as Simon was saying. There's one for the other stakes races, but here you've got your Preakness contenders for tomorrow and the field that will be coming out for the Black Eyed Susan, and TVG takes you right in to this area.
This is Robertino Diodoro's horses right here with the white webbings, the groom there. You can see the D on the wall box there. I talked to him earlier this afternoon. He's stable on the backside, and obviously Bob Baffert's runners and Chad Brown's a little further up there.
More exclusive on-site coverage here from Pimlico, Joaquin Honey.
Brad, you have been venturing in here for Godolphin, who's going for 3 consecutive wins, most recently coming off a victory in the Bourbonnais Oaks. Why did you guys decide to skip the Kentucky Oaks?
Well, originally I didn't nominate her, so kind of maybe regretting that. But no, I think the timing makes a lot of sense between the Bourbonnais Oaks and this. She's not a real big filly, but, the timing between that and this made a lot of sense, and she's trained forwardly and handled the dirt really well, so we're confident she'll run well.
You've skipped big races in the past, Shared Sense in the Kentucky Derby last year, Essential Quality, Mandaloon in the Preakness this year. How do you resist that urge to not run in those big races?
Honestly, you just try to, think long-term, too, with your horse and what's best for them and, a progression. And, listen, not taking anything away from the Bourbonnais Oaks, but just didn't feel like it was the race that we needed to go in the Kentucky Oaks off of. This makes more sense, especially, against a true dirt field as opposed to off the turf races, and she's going to get a shot today. Like I said, she's training the part, so hopefully shows up.
She ended up a lot further back in the Bourbonnette Oaks. How'd you assess that performance that day on the synthetic?
Huge. I mean, she started to move early and was able to continue it, obviously, through the wire. So, there was a hot pace that day. I think there's going to be a pace here. I think they may get away from her a little bit. We're going to try to stay somewhat relatively close. But, we'll kind of see how it unfolds. Ultimately, that's Florent's job, and hopefully he gets a good trip.
Good luck today.
Thanks, Joaquin.
Well, I kept a close eye on her in the Bourbonnette because I felt that was a race she could win, and she did, and I thought she was very impressive. But obviously, as you heard there, the question now is, can she be just as good on the dirt? That dirt effort where she broke her maiden was a race that was scheduled for the turf but moved to the main track. But she looks to me like a 3-year-old filly that's improving something.
Yeah, she's improving, but she beat a horse who's 30-1 in this race, Spritz. So, you got to look at it here. She's sitting up there 5-2. The horse that was second to it last time has never won on the dirt, and she's 30-1. So you've got a horse that won a race in an off-the-turf event and beat a horse that's 30-1 and has never won on the dirt.
We're sitting 13 minutes away from the Black Eyed Susan, our feature on this Friday at Pimlico. Let's get more now with Gabby Gaudet.
Todd, I've been so impressed by Army Wife and what I've seen from her so far the past couple of days here at Pimlico. And when you look at her past performances, I thought she really needed her race off of the layoff at Gulfstream. It was kind of a workmanlike victory. And then when you look at her last race in the Gazelle, she just had a horrible, horrible trip. I'm not going to say that she would have won the race and beat search results, but it definitely hurt her. I thought she could have finished second or at least closer to search results. And we saw what search results managed to do against Malathot in the Kentucky Oaks. Now, I did just speak to Mike Maker, who obviously just won the Pimlico Special, because there are a lot of people who are doubting whether or not she is most effective at 1 1/8. Mike Maker told me that they really thought highly on her from the get-go. It's just taken them a while to really figure out what she wants to do. He feels that he's finally figured out what she wants to do and going long on the dirt. So again, a lot of people thinking that she won't be most effective at 1 1/8, but in fact he said that he's going to be pointing her for races like the Alabama at distances of upwards of 1.25 miles. So the connections do like this distance for her. As we'll check in with more, it's Kate and Bradar.
Well, Gabby, to follow up on Joaquim's comments with Brad Cox, adventuring draws to the outside in post 9, almost all the way to the outside of this field. And I did speak with Brad earlier about tactics. He had mentioned that he thinks she will be in that second flight of horses, definitely not on the lead in a race that doesn't have a clear-cut pace setter. So the key is going to be Florent's ability to work out a trip. Brad told me that he does believe that Pimlico is one of those tracks where the rail can mean a lot, and he is really hopeful that Florent's going to be able to find a way off the pace to find his way onto the rail and save some ground. Brad said that the rail's been very good to him historically. Several years ago, he had the filly Eulalie, who came up with a nice performance moving up the rail. Owendale ran a big race in the Preakness Stakes coming up the inside, and even in the races that he's watched so far today, he's seen horses that seem to re-rally on the dirt coming up the fence. So the hope is that Flo can find the rail and find a way through, but it can sometimes be a challenge given the size of the field and all that's at stake.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Measure of Devotion and OMG, it's Jessica, the first two out. Miss O'Brien in between them, close up in third, and hustled to be part of the early speed. It's another 3 lengths back to Feeling Graceful, and then 2 more to Valentine Ghost. Down the backstretch they go, and Miss O'Brien in between horses and narrow advantage. Measure of Devotion, OMG, it's Jessica, 3 right across the track. A gap of 4, Feeling Graceful, and then another length to Valentine Ghost. Measure of Devotion fights back, has been under heat the whole way, but leads by a neck. OMG, it's Jessica on the outside, and Miss O'Brien in between them. Feeling Graceful, fourth, closing in now while wide, about 3 lengths off OMG Jessica, who takes the lead at the top of the stretch. OMG, it's Jessica, the one to catch at the rail. Measure of Devotion Fights gamely, center of the track, it's Feeling Graceful, final furlong, OMG, it's Jessica, 3-length lead, and OMG, it's Jessica in command, a nice sweet trip to victory for OMG, it's Jessica Pfeiffer aboard. Winning by 2.5, Feeling Graceful, Measure of Devotion.
6-4-1-3, the order of finish here in race number 4. At Santa Anita. OMG, it's Jessica. OMG, it's Jessica Pfeiffer with the victory. More coverage from Santa Anita in a little bit. Let's get back to Pimlico.
LFG at Pimlico. LFG at Pimlico.
And it is the race we've been waiting for. It's a day that is so big, it requires 2 buglers, and they are bringing the field out onto the track for the George E. Mitchell Black-Eyed Susan. And as they come out, checking the odds, still a slight favorite, is the 10 Beautiful Gift for trainer Bob Baffert at 2-1. And the news coming through today with all the protocols that Bob Baffert agreed to with his runners here at Maryland. They've cleared all their hurdles. And so both Medina Spirit and Concert Tour will be going tomorrow. Obviously, Beautiful Gift here right now in the Black-Eyed Susan. Simon, is it fair to watch how Beautiful Gift performs here and draw conclusions about his horses tomorrow?
Nope, absolutely not. I wouldn't do it.
And it's just because you don't think Beautiful Gift is that solid of a favorite coming in, right?
Yeah, I don't believe so. And there's, look, okay, yeah, I don't. I don't want to go down that whole road, but I don't believe.
Okay, let's do the post parade, and I'll stay with that for a moment. Okay, let's start with the one Army wife. Does she get your attention?
No, not today. Not today. Army wife does.
Troubled trip last time out?
Yeah, she did. She had a troubled trip. But, you know, I guess she ran behind search results, right? Who came back and was second in the Kentucky Oaks. Willful Woman is the 2 at 13-1. She comes off a sloppy racetrack performance last time out. Here's Spritz, who we're talking about, ran behind the horse. You like a little bit adventuring. She's never won on dirt yet. Her better efforts have been on synthetics. That would be the problem there for me. The 4 Forever Boss will follow that one with Jose Ortiz aboard. Went gate to wire at Keeneland, again off the turf event last time out.
Lady Traveler, Dale Romans is here, the site of really the biggest win in his career when Shackelford took the Preakness.
Yep.
Lady Traveler has not had the 3-year-old season they were hoping for.
No, they haven't. She's been a little disappointing since breaking her maiden and running second in the Rags to Riches in the Silks of West Point Thoroughbreds. Iced Latte lightly raced for trainer Todd Pletcher. And again, a nice maiden win, and then kind of just ran around the racetrack. She ran well last time out. She was second, 4 clear of the 3rd place finisher. Okay, here's my bust-out long shot. Currently at 15-1.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, Miss Leslie. It's that Street Loop form again. She beat the Grasses Blue, who's the 8 in here at 7-1. I'm getting twice the price for a horse who's the only winner over the surface. I think that might go a long way. Here is the Grasses Blue. Keeneland Grad blinkers off today.
And the 9 Adventuring for trainer Brad Cox. We heard from Joaquin Jaime talking to him. This horse bred in the purple, Godolphin, homebred by Pioneer of the Nile out of the great mare, Questing. And then our final horse in the post parade, the Bob Baffert trained Beautiful Gift, a homebred for Bauma Corporation, daughter of Medaglia d'Oro out of the AP&D mare. Sea Gift, most recently, was second in the Santa Anita Oaks, but she was also the heavy favorite that day when finishing second. Okay, an overhead look. Also a look at the in-house handicappers, Ron Nicoletti, Naomi Tucker, Acacia Courtney, being shipped in to come back to a circuit she knows very well and giving out her selection. So this argument about Beautiful Gift, you didn't want to go down the rabbit hole because we're in the middle of the post parade, but people are going to look at how the early returns are for Bob Baffert before the Preakness, but you don't buy into that with that being any type of an approach.
No, I don't. I mean, look, if she draws off and wins by 3, I think, I mean, maybe that bolsters the case tomorrow because she's been through the testing.
So you are saying it matters?
Well, in that case, but I don't think if she runs up the track, if she gets beat today, it's like, oh.
Because tomorrow,
because everyone's watching now, she didn't run.
So you're picking Medina Spirit tomorrow,
yes,
and it doesn't matter what Beautiful Gift does here today.
No.
If Beautiful Gift tanks, you're still as confident Medina Spirit tomorrow,
right? Because if you take all of what we know, and that's hard to do,
I understand that,
out of the equation, I'm not handicapping Medina Spirit tomorrow. Take everything away that we know, and it shouldn't have been put out there until the split samples came up. But that's the world we're in right now. But with that aside, I'm not handicapping Medina Spirit in a normal year by virtue of what Beautiful Gift does today. So I'm not going to start this.
And look, I'm similar, and it takes a lot to do that, but I took an opposite view. You looked at the dominance of a Kentucky Derby winner coming to the Preakness, and statistically, you're absolutely right. I just thought Medina Spirit had so much go right in the Kentucky Derby that I was lining up to play against them regardless of this news that came out.
That's the counterpoint to this. I mean, look, Medina Spirit won the Kentucky Derby. Was it a strong Kentucky Derby? We always talk about that. That remains to be seen. And let me tell you, Baffert winning the Derby at what, 12-1? I mean, if he was winning the Derby at 4-5 and then coming in here, maybe that's one thing. But I just think he's going to get the right trip in here. And I don't think, whatever surfaced after the Derby is going to have no impact on how he performs tomorrow.
Okay, so Bob Baffert trying to pull off a Black-Eyed Susan to Preakness double. He's got Beautiful Gift, the favorite, coming up in the Black-Eyed Susan. We'll come back with more analysis. Caleb Keller, what are you looking at?
Ty, we're looking at the last race at Gulfstream Park. It's going to close out the Friday program. Quick one, going just 5 furlongs on the turf, and we'll look for the 5 and the 7 to show the big speed in this lineup. The 10, Grand Malbec, is the favorite, but the 10 is not won in the last 2 seasons. Let's see who gets the win here in the Friday finale, and Pete Aiello is going to have the call.
Completes the field, set to go. And runners away. From the center, Zano Boys commences nicely and fires to a clear lead. Malro moves to take second. Away in third is Apache Brave. Tale of Contharos is between horses. Wide on the course, Grand Malbec. Widest of all is Moon Pistol. In between horses goes Archivero. 3 back to Royal Asset, No Name Maybe. And left behind last is Keepsake Kitten. Around the forward turn they go. With the advantage, it's Zano Boys and Edwin Gonzalez on top by 2. From second, Apache Brave. From third, it's Malro. 3 back to Grand Malbec, who's racing from fourth. Driven fifth at the rail. That's Tale of Contharos. Royal Asset never picked up his feet. And they're at the top of the stretch. Apache Brave bidding up on the outside of Zano Boys for the lead. Grand Malbec and Malro are next. 1/8 of a mile to go. Trying to get by is Apache Brave. He's in front. They're starting to close ground, though. Here comes Grand Malbec on the outside. Grand Malbec tries to reach Apache Brave close home. Apache Brave wins. Grand Malbec was second. Third was Malro in 58 flat.
Rudy F. Spritzner coming off a second-place finish in the Bourbonnais Oaks on the synthetic at Turfway Park. She made an early move down the backstretch. Was that her doing it on her own, or did the rider ask her to go early?
No, I think the rider asked her to go early. Wasn't really planned to it. I think the initial move wasn't maybe a bad move, but keep going and really try to open up that early was maybe kind of hurt us a little bit. I'm not saying we will have beat the winner, but hopefully we got a clean trip and we see what she's made of today.
She's winless in a couple tries on the dirt. Where's your confidence level on her handling the dirt today?
Well, she's a way more mature filly. I mean, you can see her number got better more we race her. She's been breathing well on the dirt. It's maybe a one time and try, and then we go back to the grass or the tappeta, But I'm pretty confident she's gonna run her race. I don't know if it's gonna be good enough, but we gotta break forward and see what we got.
Good luck today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, Todd.